Hello everyone. Welcome back to AskPrep. Today, we are exploring a truly transformative right within our Constitution, Article 21-, which guarantees the right to education for every child in India. In this video we will cover Introduction to Article 21-A, Historical background and implementation, Scope and provisions of Article 21-A, Role and responsibilities of the government, Impact of Article 21-A on society, Challenges in implementing Article 21-A. Let's come to the first point: Introduction to Article 21-A. Article 21-A grants the right to education as a fundamental right in India. It mandates free and compulsory education for children aged 6 to 14 years. This article aims to empower youth by ensuring they receive basic education. Education under Article 21-A is essential for nurturing informed and responsible citizens. The article reflects India's commitment to universal education and inclusive growth. Article 21-A is foundational to achieving literacy, reducing poverty, and improving equality. Now let's talk about the second point: historical background and implementation. Article 21-A was introduced through the 86th Constitutional Amendment Act, 2002. Before this amendment, education was a directive principle but not a fundamental right. The amendment followed increased demand for educational reforms and inclusivity. Parliament enacted the Right to Education (RTE) Act in 2009 to enforce Article 21A. The RTE Act set rules for education quality, access, and compulsory school enrollment. This move marked India's progressive approach to achieving universal education goals. Now let's talk about the third point: scope and provisions of Article 21-A. Article 21-A guarantees free education for children between 6 and 14 years. Free implies no tuition or expenses that hinder access for underprivileged children. Compulsory holds both government and parents responsible for enrollment and attendance. The RTE Act provides guidelines for curriculum, student-teacher ratio, and infrastructure. Provisions under Article 21-A target reducing child labor by ensuring school attendance. Article 21-A aims to bridge educational gaps across socio-economic divides. Now let's talk about the fourth point: role and responsibilities of the government. The government is tasked with providing adequate funds, infrastructure, and resources. State and central authorities must ensure school accessibility and quality education. Regular monitoring and reporting mechanisms are required to track progress. Governments support teacher training, curriculum development, and digital access. Public awareness campaigns help families understand their right to education. Government partnerships with NGOs and private institutions amplify Article 21's impact. Now let's talk about the fifth point: impact of Article 21-A on society. Article 21-A has significantly increased enrollment rates in primary education. It promotes social equality by giving marginalized communities access to education. The right to education has reduced child labor and improved literacy levels. This fundamental right enables children to develop essential skills and competencies. Education fosters a knowledgeable, empowered, and self-reliant future workforce. Article 21-A has opened opportunities for improved socio-economic mobility. Now let's talk about the sixth point: challenges in implementing Article 21-A. Insufficient infrastructure in rural areas limits effective implementation. Teacher shortages and lack of training affect education quality in many regions. Funding limitations can delay development of necessary facilities and resources. Economic and social barriers, like poverty, still hinder education for some. Ensuring quality and consistency in teaching and curriculum remains a challenge. Despite progress, enforcement and monitoring gaps persist in remote areas. If you found this video informative, then write it down, share it with your friends, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel so that you don't miss more important videos in the future.